Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I'm Elisa. I'm kind of doing it off screen today because, well, actually my hair's in curlers, which is not super glamorous, but I've been I haven't had my hair cut in a couple years, so it's just like I've been doing rollers because it hides the split ends. But the second reason is today I'm wearing my low shirt, and so this is in support of the drummer, Mimi Parker, is undergoing cancer therapy, and so they had to postpone their upcoming tour. And I know she's been fighting it for a really long time, I think almost a decade, because I used to date the sound guy, and it happened, when we were dating, which was at least 7 years ago. So I know she's been fighting it for a while. So anyway, send some good vibes her way. I'm gonna start. Okay, oh my gosh. All right, so this is already gonna be dramatic. 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. So this speaks to a deception or somebody doing something shady. And this is kind of there's a reading called Highlander, There Can Be Only One, which I'm gonna reference here, but this is the end of sort of an epic battle where one person's coming out the victor, but unfortunately the people who lose are gonna kind of lose big time. And it might be this person who's doing something shady, maybe they might be getting caught. We'll see. So yeah, so when I pull these down, so we got the 6 of Swords, the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Wands. So this is good news, and some big epic shift is happening, and it's almost like someone's being elevated or empowered. They're rising above some sort of difficulty and coming out victorious. So what I'm guessing is that this shady situation has caused someone a lot of difficulty that they had to rise above, but they are now triumphant and being elevated to this emperor status. So there's that. Then when I pull down the 5 of Swords, wow. Okay. So yeah, somebody is coming out ahead, and it looks like it might be this Queen of Pentacles, a loving, nurturing queen, someone with a solid foundation, someone who's good with money, really stable and nurturing, and there's news coming in about this new stability. This is the foundation it's a really solid foundation to build upon. And it's almost like she's getting reunited or with her tribe, or maybe some sort of work situation that's in alignment with her goals, because there's a new opportunity coming online, and then there's Star. So this is being recognized. This could be healing energy, but this is making me think of You May Be a Lucky Star, which is another reading. So I'm getting that maybe this Queen of Pentacles has had to overcome some sort of shady situation that really caused her a lot of trouble. And it was a big deal for her to overcome it, but she is. And unfortunately, the unfortunate part of this situation is what I'm getting is whoever did this shady situation, they're going to be walking away with regret, because they never should have messed with this Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Should not have messed with this Queen of Pentacles, but that's going to be their karma. Okay, so we got the Holy Mountain and we got Lightning. So this is really epic. And Lightning is kind of like a tower moment. It's some sort of flash of inspiration or a new way of looking at things, which is going to completely tear down the current structure and cause a totally new foundation to emerge from whatever this is. So what I'm getting is it could be with respect to this shady lie, or it's being brought to light, whatever this was, and that this is kind of like allowing this person to move forward, because it seems like they've been held back by this situation for some time, and it has been like a spiritual quest that they had to go on and learn lots of lessons. They had to go really out of their way, and it was probably involving some sort of long-standing relationship, but now they're getting a second chance. It's redemption, abundance. And this was in the last reading I did about like being propelled forward, because they're in alignment and it's their time, and the light's being shown, and things are about to change big time. Big time. Okay, I'm gonna go to the light seers. Light seers. Oh my gosh, when I pulled this out of at the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun, the best card in the deck. So it's just sort of like, oh my gosh. And then when I did the split, we got the Seven of Wands, which is all about having to like draw boundaries and protect your energy, because there might be people around that are like kind of trying to sabotage you. So like be careful who you allow in your sphere of influence, because not everyone has the best intentions, and you need to protect yourself, protect your light, and protect your value. Okay, I'm going to light seers, and we'll pick a few cards and we'll see where this goes. But yeah, oh my gosh, I just got the star again. This was in yesterday's reading too, which I'll link here. Yeah, that's a second star, so that's pretty epic. Oh my gosh, this card has been coming up a lot lately too. The Five of Wands. It's a card of conflict. There was a reading not that long ago about how something like being a mean girl doesn't pay the bills. And it's like this person has been like reaching for the light, and there's these people like trying to like bring them down, They're reaching for the light and other people are trying to bring them down. But whatever, there's all this conflict around this elevation or this enlightenment or this whatever this person is trying to bring into being. This reminds me of, so there's this spiritual, Sun's at the bottom of the deck again, twice. This sort of spiritual leader, Master Ko, and there was a video that he posted that I didn't even look at, but the quote at the beginning was something like, a kite needs opposing winds in order to fly. So I think that's interesting, because it's like we have this enlightened idea, this light bulb inspiration, but it's like it looks like a kite, and we have these opposing winds here. So it's like it's almost like these opposing winds are actually going to elevate this person and help to, Three of Cups, reunite them with who they're meant to be with. So it's almost like, so I just got this story, and I hate to use a political example because it tends to inevitably upset people. But so last night there was this thing, the primaries in Wyoming, and Liz Cheney got voted out of office, and but you can't really fault her because she was just standing up for what she believes is the truth, and so she was willing to lose over it, which, I mean, to me, it's like, you got to respect that, because everyone complains about how, everyone in politics is corrupt and blah, blah, blah. But then when people actually stand up for what they believe in, that's what happens. That's why they don't do it. So, but she's like willing to do it, and so it's just sort of like, the kite needs opposing winds in order to fly. So it's just sort of like she's willing to stand by the truth, and she's willing to do that in even though there's people who object to it, you know. And that's actually a sign of true leadership. Like when you're willing to stand up for your beliefs, even if people don't agree with you that are around you. And what happens to those people is they show themselves to, you know, other people, and they get recognized by the people who actually agree with them, and they end up doing something else, you know. So who's to say what's going to happen to her now? But it's clear that she's not in alignment with the people in Wyoming, so I'm sure that her future is elsewhere. And that's kind of like what this is saying. It's just sort of like she is willing to stick to her guns, even if the people around her completely disagree with her. And that's a sign of true leadership. And ultimately, she's going to align with the people who believe the same way as she does. And she's going to be blessed for it, you know, because ultimately it's like if you have to live a life that's not in alignment with your values, where you're sort of like living a lie every day, like who wants to live like that? That's not a foundation for anything, you know. Even if it might cause a lot of more drama in the short term, in the long term it's going to be more fulfilling to be able to like live in alignment with your values, even if the people that are currently in your sphere of influence don't necessarily agree. So like one example I could give from my own personal experience that I think demonstrates that. So like I'm a plant-based chef, and I started doing it initially because I was really sick, and it was the only thing that was helping me. And when I first started doing it, like a bunch of people in my sphere of influence like really made fun of me and gave me a lot of grief about it. They thought it was dumb. They didn't support me. I got uninvited for Christmas one year because of it, because people were just like, you can't be different. Like you have to do everything the same, you know. And people at work made fun of me. Like I was like brutally made fun of, you know. But like I knew that was what was making me feel better, and so I just kept doing it. And eventually I ended up connecting with other people who got it, and I ended up starting a business that ended up being really successful, and connecting with other people who were in alignment with my values, and it just led me on a totally different path, which was actually ultimately a good thing. So, you know, sometimes speaking your truth is hard, but in the long run, when you look at the long game, it's a good thing. So I think that's what this reading is about. It's about like playing the long game, and also supporting though right now. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll check back soon with another reading.